Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your mid-month February tarot and oracle card reading. We are going to start today with a message from the late, great Edgar Cayce. I love this for you. Music is that which spans the distance between the finite and the infinite. Keep the music, for it is oft a help to thee to quell the storms of life. Music heals, it lifts your vibration. Music is vibrational in nature. I once saw an interview with someone who was a pianist who was both deaf and blind. And when they were interviewing, they asked how this person could play the piano. And they said they listened to the vibration. That was all they were doing, was playing based on the vibration, which I thought was incredible. So there's something to that. Now, I'd also say too, if you're in a place where you've got some uncertainty or even some anxiety after this, find some music, some things that bring back a sense of nostalgia, but really uplift your energy, that really feel good when you hear it. Turn on your heart light. All right, you have here hard work to unlock your potential. Things in life won't come easy. Learning the value of hard work, so discipline too. Okay, so this can also be if you're looking to start some kind of a business. You're entrepreneurial. Sometimes there's not always the perfect playbook. There's not always a manual for that, and you have to feel your way through it, but don't give up no matter what. If you're doing something on social media, you'll find that the algorithm can go very erratic on you, and all of a sudden you're like, what's happening here? And that's just part of the deal. You just persevere through it. So hard work, determination pays off. If you're doing something with the physical body, we know that that's often a lot to do with grit and discipline. All right, current situation, you got, the Seven of Swords. The immediate influence is the Six of Pentacles. You have the Seven of Cups in your subconscious, the Five of Cups in the distant past, the Three of Wands in the more recent past. The Devil is coming towards you. You're represented by the Five of Wands, but you are attracting judgment. You've got the Two of Pentacles in your hopes and fears. Thank goodness. The Ten of Cups in the outcome. So you're definitely going through something, and it's showing up in your cards, which is actually okay. We want that. We want some of those gnarly cards to show up when you're here for a good reason. So you have you and your own energy here. The Archangel Michael came out along with the High Priestess. This is an indication of spirituality. Now we have here Sagittarius, Capricorn, two archangels, Gabriel and Michael. We also have Cancer and Pisces. So I feel like this is a time, talk about getting in flow, going with the flow, not allowing your energy to get taken down by toxic people. Especially too, if you seem to keep attracting a series of people that are getting under your skin, and it can be in the most mundane level. I keep doing it. I'm a fully licensed clinician. And I keep attracting young people who are getting, I think, terminology off of social media that doesn't mean what they think it does. And it's like, it just, something about it grinds my gears. And I thought, it's you. They keep accusing people of things like having intrusive thoughts and gaslighting. And I'm hearing this, I'm thinking, this is not what that means. And you know what I mean? So it's like, I give that example because I know it's me. I'm allowing that to bother me, and it keeps showing up. Now, part of that is it's also on trend, but so I do feel like with this, allowing yourself to release that sort of feeling that you get when something I don't like that, and then let it go. And then lean into what you want. Look for what you want. Look for the helpers. Look for the people. You have a great reading here, especially if you are going through something difficult. We'll get this one back in a minute here. But the outcome is that 10 of Cups. So I feel like you have an information, a decision coming in that's really going to get things on the right track. And if there's something with a relationship, I feel like they're really kind of pushing you not to engage. Keep your side of the street clean and do not engage. If it's something with work, I feel like too, being careful with email so you don't get, have your coworker or something sending it on to people. If you do say something in an email, I'd just be very careful. I feel like that's what they're telling you here. Now, for some of you too, if you're waiting on something, you're waiting for information, here's where the information finally comes in. If you're waiting on a loan to move, or you're trying to get a different vehicle or something like that, I feel like, or even time off. If you asked for time off and they're kind of holding out on you, and you say, look, I got to go visit my relative, they're sick, or somebody's in your family's having a baby and you want to be there, and you're like, why are they holding me up like this? I feel like finally you're going to get that yes. So these two will help in terms of calming things down a little bit. You have prima materia, matter comes from the mind. But I'd also tell you too, and we talked about the hard work, the energy of temperance brings in moderation, okay? So not going way off track. And, you know, you've probably seen those memes about the price of eggs and hoping that it doesn't affect the Cadbury's, the price of Cadbury's this year. All right, one Cadbury is fine. But when we're getting a 6-pack and eating them all, that's a problem. So I feel like with the energy of temperance, it really is about not only emotionally sort of tempering and redirecting feelings and thoughts, but it's also too with the physical body, like don't give away, don't blow what you've worked so hard for. Now, I do want to address that Page of Swords. Like I said before, I feel like this could be affiliated or linked to the 7 of Swords that we have over here. And so what I'm getting with this is a big dose of the High Priestess. She watches, she analyzes, she doesn't let you step in it. And so I feel like you have to be careful, like we were talking about with email. If you have email or some kind of text or exchange like that, just be cautious so that you don't get led down the rabbit hole where you have to then try to explain what you had to say. So ultimately, with this 7 of Swords and 6 of Pentacles, I do feel like you're bringing in much more balance. Now, if somebody's been holding some kind of deposit money away from you, it's like they're trying to do a 7 of Swords and sneak off with your money. I do feel like you're going to catch things, you're going to catch mistakes, or even if they're not mistakes and they're intentional, you're going to catch them red-handed. Now, if you left a job and you think that they underpaid you, I feel like your calculations are right, and you may have to go to a new person. If you've sent it to one and they're not doing anything, or even too, I'm seeing multiple people copied. And sometimes when one person doesn't respond, they all of a sudden start responding when their coworkers see it, that they're being contacted. So I feel like you may have a little bit of follow-up here. Now, I also get too, though, I feel like you're dealing with somebody that this is rather intentional. Okay, so just, again, that temperance energy seems so valuable and important here. So does the High Priestess. But I feel like there's somebody here where if you react to something they do, they're basically gaslighting you, right? They're saying, well, you react so much, or your temper just flares. And it's like, no, you're doing things to elicit this. And so I feel like they're saying, don't give them any airtime. Just be careful how much of your energy you give away to them. So you have the 7 of Cups in your subconscious, and I feel like they're saying it's time to get clear about what you want. Take off the rose-colored glasses too, because something with this devil energy, it's like we've got to see things for what they are. And if there is somebody trying to manipulate you into thinking that their motives were pure and you just know they're not, or why does this keep happening like this, I just feel like it's finally time to see them for what they are. When we keep running from our demons, they'll keep on chasing us. This devil energy is the ego, and I feel like it's time to be done with that. I realize now I moved a couple cards around. Sorry. In this kind of a reading, it actually does matter where the cards are positioned. Some of you might have caught that. Some of you might be going, I don't know what's happening. But anyway, with the 7 of Cups, you can even meditate and ask in that state akin to sleep right before you fall asleep, for clarity, for direction, to see what you need to see. Because this, I feel like your judgment might be a little clouded here. Be careful with that. And also, too, it may be people that you're drawing in are confusing. And so it's not so much your judgment is clouded as they are doing some mixed signals. They're doing things that are confusing, and it's creating this. So just be aware of that. And this 5 of Cups, you had a lot of disappointment back here, and I feel like it's going to rear its ugly head one more time for you. So watch out for that. Because with this, it's a change. And I feel like it was a change that perhaps you didn't want, but that I feel like you're on the road to be not only accepting it, but having some new things come in. And so we don't want to take a step back. We don't want to go back to this. I feel like you made it through on the other side. Now, if you had a falling out with someone and they pop back up, I do feel like they're saying to be cautious with it, okay? Because you just don't want to get back in this kind of energy. The Three of Wands gives you lots of potential. It helps you move forward. So even if it was a job that you lost and you're on a new path, and all of a sudden there they come back wondering, would you come back? That sort of thing. I feel like you have a second chance with something, but it still feels kind of precarious. Like, I just don't get that it's going to be completely stable with this devil energy coming in, because you look at him, he's got his hand up saying, let me control things. It's controlling things with his mind, with his manipulative tactics. And so you just have to watch out for this. I feel like you have a manipulator in your midst, and even a martyr, where they will do things and to elicit a reaction from others and then blame the other people. And it's like, dude, you know what you're doing here. Knock it off. Okay, so I just feel like there's something like that. And the best thing you can do is to not only detach from it, but just don't give them any ammo. And so I'd also like to tell you too, though, with this, temperance comes right before the devil. And so it is a bit of a warning in terms of if you are doing something with the physical body, not to allow yourself, and I understand treats once in a while, I mean, that's fine, but not to allow yourself to really backslide into old behaviors. If you've really worked hard to come out of an old habit, not allowing yourself to get back into it. Because I feel like it's like, I heard I don't have a second recovery in me. And if you've ever been around 12-step programs, that's pretty common. But I'd still say keep going back. They don't shoot their wounded. And if you did have something there, if this is about addiction, keep going back. Either way, you're worth it. But I do want to mention that because there's something about it that feels a little bit concerning. So your energy here is represented by that Five of Wands. Does somebody feel like they're under siege here? That's kind of what I'm getting. Like you keep getting it from both angles, like something around you or people around you. It seems like you've had a hard time getting on flat ground with people, where it feels like they've again, as soon as you get one problem taken care of, there's a new one, and it may be the same person or different areas, but I do feel like that's smoothing out as you get into that Ten of Cups. And especially with this, I mentioned before that you're being called to action, so you may have something here where you actually do get communication. It's a wonderful energy. We love the archangels. So I mentioned we have Michael that brings in protection, safety, security, helping people, okay, repairing situations. And this one has to do with not only announcements, but also getting things accomplished. So I do feel like you're aligning with an energy that's going to bring in great success. So you have choices coming in with this Two of Pentacles. Your hopes and fears, I feel like you're a bit concerned about balancing a transition. And if that's the case, I feel like you're going to do just fine, because with the Ten of Cups and the outcome, it's the rainbow after the storm. It's celebration. It's for some reunions. And it really is an energy of saying, I made it. I made it through the storm. Now, in terms of love and relationships, if you are dealing with some kind of situation, I feel it's something else that has to do with money or work or something like that. I feel like once you get untangled from that, that's when your best opportunities for love are. And even if you're in a relationship, really getting in sync again with that relationship. I love you, Sagittarius, and I'll be back again soon.